Hey everybody, it's Ron from Pick Dawgz, and this is Ron's Rundown. We're going to go over the MLB game scheduled for Sunday, July 6, 2025. If you like this video, make sure to hit that thumbs up button and subscribe. Put your baseball picks in the comment section below. And if you're looking for my best bets, including my rundown best bet in Major League Baseball, you can find those at the Premium Picks tab at pickdawgz.com. There's also a link in the description. Alrighty, here we go. Here are the games for Sunday, Major League Baseball. First up, we've got the early Roku game. This one 11:35 a.m. Eastern between the Orioles and the Braves. We got Trevor Rogers and Grant Holmes as the projected starters for this one. Now, of course, Trevor Rogers was a member of the Marlins for a while, and he faced this Braves team often. He's got over 110 plate appearances against the current Braves lineup, and he's got actually pretty good numbers. Decent strikeout rate, 321 xWOBAs, not too shabby. I think he pitches pretty well. I mean, so far he's been pitching well with his new team in the Orioles. He's got, so far, a low ERA in the low twos, 205. I think he has a, 5-6 decent innings, but the Braves have not been anything special against left-handed pitching in the last month. Then you look on the other side, Grant Holmes, I've mentioned, I think he's a really underrated starting pitcher in the National League. He's pitched well this year with a 3.47 ERA. Look for a lower scoring game here in Orioles-Braves. I'll go with the under. Next up, we've got the Red Sox and the Nationals. We got Garrett Crochet for Boston, but no official starter right now for Washington. Crochet wasn't his best in his last game against the Reds, and that was at Fenway Park. We've seen him struggle there at times this season, but I don't think it gets too much easier at Nationals Park either. And this is a Nationals team that's been pretty solid against left-handed pitching in the last 30 days. Pretty low strikeout rate, good OPS and isolated power numbers. So for me, I'm going to isolate this game to the matchup between the Nationals bats against Garrett Crochet. I think we see the Nationals go over their team total in this ball game. I also think because Crochet's on the other side, we're actually going to get a better price on a team total for Washington than we would, if it was a different starting pitcher for the opposing team. So not really sure what we're going to see from Washington pitching-wise. We don't even know their official starter. We know this is one of the weakest bullpens in baseball. So maybe a lean towards the over in the full game, but I like the Nationals team total over as well. Next up, we've got the Cincinnati Reds and the Philadelphia Phillies. We got Chase Burns and Zach Wheeler as the starters. Chase Burns, so far at the major league level, one really impressive outing, one miserable outing, and the miserable one was the last game against the Red Sox, just recording 1 out in the first inning, giving up 7 total runs. 5 of those were earned, a home run, a couple of walks, ended up being a 13-6 Red Sox win. Now, we know Burns is, the second overall pick from 2024, so he's at the major league level pretty early in his career, and I think he's got a lot of upside, great strikeout stuff, but it is only his third start at the major league level, and going up against Zach Wheeler and this really tough Phillies lineup, I think it's a tough situation to be in. I don't think Burns gets crushed like he did in that last game, but I don't think he's good enough to, really compete with Wheeler on the other side. I mean, Wheeler's in great form right now. He's been as consistent as any starting pitcher could be in the last 5+ years. So I think the Phillies can get to Burns for a few runs. I think the Phillies also do some damage late in this game against this Reds bullpen. I look for Philadelphia to win this game and cover the run line at Citizens Bank Park. Next up, we've got the Angels and the Blue Jays. We've got Tyler Anderson and Kevin Gausman as the starters. Kevin Gausman, even when he's not been perfect, the Blue Jays have been able to back him up recently. They've won 6 of his last 8 games, and I think they win this game as well. I think it's going to be a competitive game. I mean, Tyler Anderson's pitching pretty well recently. He's got good numbers against the current Blue Jays lineup. Toronto's not been anything special against lefties in the last month, but this is a Blue Jays team that's been able to rally late. They've got a great bullpen, a big bullpen advantage in this series, so I do think they find a way to win it. Give me the Blue Jays in the money line in this one. Next up, we've got the Tigers and the Guardians. Tarek Skubal and Gavin Williams are your projected starters. You could argue the Guardians are the worst lineup in baseball against lefties this year, and you're going up against the best lefty in baseball in Tarek Skubal, who's having another Cy Young caliber season this year, 10-2 with a 2.15 ERA. I don't think the Guardians do much of anything offensively in this game. It leads me to take the Tigers on the run line because even if Detroit scores just 3-4 runs in this game, that might be enough for the run line cover. Of course, the under I think is worth a look, but I think the Tigers do win this game comfortably. Give me Detroit on the run line. Next up, we've got the Brewers and the Marlins. Brandon Woodruff and Edward Cabrera are your starters. Season debut for Brandon Woodruff should be a really exciting situation for the Brewers and their fans, as Woodruff's been one of the better pitchers over the years, last 5 years, and he hasn't pitched at the major league level since September 23rd of 2023. So over a year, returning from Tommy John surgery. It's not easy. He pitched a lot in the minor leagues in the rehab starts, over 40 innings of work. The Brewers really wanted to make sure he was ready to go for this game, and going forward, he's going to be a really key piece in this rotation as the Brewers make their push for the postseason. But in this very first game back, I mean, we saw that Woodruff's strikeout numbers weren't as great as what we're used to seeing in those minor league starts. So I do worry about that a little bit. I know the Marlins are not necessarily offensive juggernauts, but they've still been playing pretty good baseball in the last couple of weeks. And Edward Cabrera has been pitching really well as of late. So for me, I got to roll with the Marlins in this one in the first 5 innings and the full game money line. Next up, the finale of the Subway Series between the Yankees and the Mets. We got Max Fried going for the Yankees, but no official starter right now for the Mets. We know the Mets are in a tough spot right now with their rotation and all the injuries. We'll see who they go with. Maybe a bullpen game. We've seen a guy like Brandon Waddell, have a pretty much like an opening situation where he goes 2-3 innings and then the Mets bullpen takes over afterwards. That could be an option for the Mets. But for me, even though the Yankees are not playing great baseball in the last couple of weeks overall, they still got one of the better pitchers on the mound in Major League Baseball this year, Max Fried, facing a Mets team. It's not been great against lefties in the last 30 days overall. So I got to roll with the Yankees in this one. I know it's not a team, and a lot of people are looking to back because of their current form. I understand that, but I still think this is a pretty lopsided pitching matchup no matter who the Mets go with as their starting pitcher. And this Mets bullpen has been used a ton recently. They had the doubleheader with Milwaukee. They've been in a lot of close games, like the first game of this series. So I got to roll with the Yankees in this one on the money line. Next up, we've got the Rays and the Twins. We got Drew Rasmussen and Joe Ryan as the starters. Great pitching matchup in this one. I think both starting pitchers have solid days, but I think the Twins have the bullpen advantage in this game. I've mentioned I think Minnesota's got one of the best bullpens in baseball. We saw that show up in the first game of this series. The Rays had a lead in the 7th inning. The lead was gone, and Harrison Bader walked it off in the bottom of the 9th. So I think the Twins can win this one if it's a close game late. Give me the Twins on the money line. Next up, we've got the White Sox and the Rockies. We got Shane Smith and Chase Dollander as the starters. Neither starting pitcher in great form right now, but the difference is Shane Smith had an amazing start to the season, his rookie season, but now he's given up 5+ runs in 3 straight games, and this is going to be his first career start at Coors Field. Chase Dollander doesn't have a ton of experience at Coors Field, being his rookie season as well, but I do think he has the advantage, and I think the Rockies have the better lineup, honestly, in this matchup, and I think that we see the Rockies pick up the W. I think that Shane Smith's in trouble. I mean, he's just not been very competitive in his last 3 games. You could argue he's faced some tough lineups, but he's still, he's given up sharp contact. His control's been a little bit off. I think the Rockies make him pay. Give me the Rockies in this one on the money line. Next up, we've got the Astros and the Dodgers. We got Colton Gordon for Houston. No official starter right now for the Dodgers. This is one of my least favorite games on the board. We don't have a lot of information regarding the Dodgers starting pitcher. I do think LA has a solid day offensively against Gordon, whose expected numbers aren't the sharpest right now. He already has an ERA above 4, and the Dodgers have been pretty solid against left-handed pitching in the last 30 days. So right now, I'm going to lean towards the Dodgers on the money line, but like I said, not my favorite game on the board. Next up, we've got the Royals and the Diamondbacks. We've got Michael Lorenzen and Anthony DeSclafani as the starters. DeSclafani's a name I haven't said in quite a while on Ron's rundown. He's been featured out of the bullpen this year. 9 1/3 innings with 5 earned runs, 3 home runs given up. So not the best numbers, 4.82 ERA, but it is a small sample size, and he does have a strikeout per inning. I think he'll be okay, but I think the Royals should be able to get to him for a few runs and then add a few runs on this Diamondbacks bullpen. I also don't love Michael Lorenzen on the other side for KC. He's not been great on the road this season. He's just not been great in general as of late. And this is a tough Diamondbacks lineup against right-handed pitching this year. I think we see runs early and often and late. Give me the over in Royals Diamondbacks. Next up, we've got the Pittsburgh Pirates and the Seattle Mariners. We've got Paul Skeens and George Kirby as your starters. Now, I think this is going to be a low-scoring game, but obviously the total is set very, very low for this one. 2 great pitching options at T-Mobile Park. We expect a low total, so I'm going to look to pick the winner, and I think it's going to be the Pittsburgh Pirates. I know Paul Skeens has, in his last couple of games, his control's been a little bit off. He only went 5 innings his last start against the Cardinals, but he still is, in my opinion, the best starting pitcher in the National League. I think he has a great outing here, 6-7 strong innings, and I think the Pirates can do enough damage against Kirby to win this game in a very low-scoring affair. Kirby's been pitching a lot better as of late, but his strikeout numbers are still not where they need to be, in my opinion. He's had 5 strikeouts or fewer in 4 straight games, despite going 5 innings or more in all those games. So, I just look for Kirby to miss more bats going forward. I also think that, Pittsburgh, when we look at their offense in the last couple of weeks, pretty good numbers against right-handed pitching. I'm going to roll the Pirates in this one on the money line on the road. Next up, we've got the Cardinals and the Cubs. We've got Eric Fedde and Matthew Boyd as the starters. I think it's going to be a one-sided win for Chicago. I mean, Matthew Boyd, very underrated starting pitcher this year, still a sub-3 ERA on the season. He's in good form overall. And then you look at his numbers at Wrigley Field. In 48 innings at Wrigley, 46 strikeouts for somebody that hasn't really, racked up the strikeouts over the years. He's been missing some more bats this season. 7-0 with a 2.44 ERA at Wrigley Field. You can't go against that, in my opinion, especially with Fedde on the other side. And after his last start against the Pirates of all teams, give me the Cubs in this one. I'll lay the run line. Next up, we've got the Athletics and the Giants. We're going to see Jacob Lopez and Hayden Birdsong as the starters. This is a situation where the Giants have been so bad against left-handed pitching, not just in the last 30 days, but for quite a while. And, even J.P. Sears, who has been dreadful at home this season. I mean, this is a very hitter-friendly ballpark. J.P. Sears has an ERA above 6 at home going into his last start. He goes 6 innings of 6 strikeout, shutout baseball, and the A's win that game 11-2. Jacob Lopez has pitched pretty well so far this year. I think he has a great matchup against this Giants lineup, and I think that Hayden Birdsong is just not in good enough form for me to trust him in this game. I think the A's have a similar result to that first game of this series. I look for an A's blowout win. I'm going to roll with the A's in this one on the money line and run line. And that's it. Those are the games for Sunday in baseball. Hope you enjoyed this video. Again, if you're looking for my best bets, you can find those at Pick Dawgz Premium, and there is a link in the description. As always, Romanelli, good luck.